my phone at? Cozy Podcast.
You show me that one of a fellow's tragedy.
Bro, we're already recording.
That's fine, niggas.
Cozy Podcast episode 3. We made it. First of all, I'm doing a lot of man. We need some more diversity in here, you feel me? So, yeah.
We need some hermaphrodites.
What? Hey, man, you heard it from him, not him. I mean, not me. Anyways, who we here today? Bro, introduce yourself.
Who are we here today?
Who are we here with? Baba, introduce
It's like
yourself.
the Nigeria that they brought in from.
Baba, introduce yourself,
guy.
bro. Who we here with today?
My name is Joseph. Do I say what I do for work? What do I talk about?
I don't know, bro. Just introduce
Am I
yourself.
supposed to say my elevator pitch?
Bro, I don't know, bro. Imagine you meet someone for the first time. Like, what do you say to them?
My name, well, it depends on who I meet now.
Oh
It's
my
okay,
God,
we digress.
bro.
My name is Joseph. Follow me on Instagram at Ghana Papi, Ghana_Papi, right? With 2 eyes.
Anyways, go
I
ahead.
did not finish now.
All right, my fault. Go ahead, bro.
I am a part of the Cozy team. Been here since 2021 for me. So, yeah. Apart from all that, you know, I have a full-time job being a sexy youth. So.
What the? Yo, I can't take this, man. I forget that. Anyways, today's topic, we're going to be talking about mental health in, in your 20s, you feel me? We're just going to break it down.
That's such a good topic.
I feel like it's a very introspective topic that we could, like, expand more and just, especially us being in our 20s, like, probably say a lot of relatable things to a lot of people out there that could, not feel alone and feel heard that, you're going through the same shit too. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, especially for guys in their 20s, because especially, and not to be ethnic racist in any way, but especially for African men who are here in their 20s and have to figure it out. Because you don't have the opportunity that everybody else who was already here had. You have to figure out life here.
That's so relatable now that you say that, bro. Because I remember I know when I came here and I have no papers, didn't have anything, bro. I had to struggle. Like, even recently, I just recently got my papers, if we're technically speaking, like, 2021? I just finally started working, but that struggle was so real, because, like, and I would always see everybody here with the opportunity. Like, I feel like for me, the opportunity to be able to work in America is such a privilege, and I never had that for, like, a very long period of time, man. It's so hard for, like, just being an immigrant, like, coming here, like, trying to, like, get in here, like, get into work scene. Like, definitely the struggle is hard for real,
It definitely, especially, that when that time, high school is always calm because you have support and stuff like that. But when you get to college, post-college, where now you have to figure out, am I going to go back to school? What am I going to do now when you get to the real world of things?
Yeah. Actually, now that you say that, I would say, like, in terms of, like, real world, I think we're already in the real world, if you're being realistic. Like, it's not like we're now. We're not under our parents' roof. We're not under our parents' time. We're literally on our time. We're navigating through life by ourselves, alone in this, in this world. How's that been?
Bruh, it's been a world.
Talk about it, bro. Talk about it.
It's been a world of something else. I like 19. I was like, yeah, man, I need my freedom. I'm gonna leave my parents' house.
That's real.
I'm gonna go to school, 4 years, graduate, and just get it together and just, that's that la la land that every person kind of goes through before they get into the real world.
Right.
And then not really thinking about I just thought I had it all figured out until I actually get out there and I'm like, oh, okay, this is not easy. And then you realize that another big thing that mentally is mentally challenging is being able to balance everything, being able to
That's
go to
so relatable,
school,
bro.
getting a job, and you realize that you're getting a job and you're making money, but it's not the money you want to be making. The money you're making is here, and the things that you want to be doing is here, and nothing is matching.
Ooh,
And if you're
steep.
if you're somebody that has deep aspirations, I know Paul because I saw him go through it, where the kid he had deep aspirations to do certain things, but then the resources to get to that point was just not there. And at that point, like if you're not somebody that is mentally strong enough, you might just it's a very very difficult
Yeah.
road to travel.
I definitely, it's so relatable in that balancing part, and like how things could be so overwhelming over time, where it's like you're trying to do so much. So imagine, okay, I'm in college. I just, well, let's say third last year of college. You know, the real world is finally coming, and you know you also have deep aspirations of you want to be something else that is not even related to college. So like what, you in your last year, you're having crazy doubts now, you finally graduate with a degree, you're working the job, but it's like it's not something you really want. Now you're trying to invest more time in doing the thing that you really want, and you know also spend time to be social and have friends. Also possibly you're in a relationship now, you're also
That
just
alone is just like, ha!
exactly.
That alone is its own problem. Just thinking about you're a man, right? And you know, the natural responsibility of a man is what to provide.
Right.
And getting into a relationship, it all seems all calm and all
Right.
lovey-dovey until you get to the real part of it, where when your partner is down, you need to be able to support
Support her,
yourself
yeah.
and support her as well.
Right.
And you need to be able to navigate all these things while trying to navigate your own life,
Be a
trying to
successful,
be
all that.
successful, trying to have time for just everything, and you just don't have the time. You don't like, as a man, yeah, you experience you experience a time in life where you have all the time to go to parties, but then when that time is over, that time is over.
Right.
Getting back into that life is gonna be something that is, I don't remember the last time I willingly said, let's go to a club, or let's go to do this, or let's go to do that.
That's real.
Because I wake up in the morning and the first thing that is on my mind is like, okay,
How am I get this paper?
how can we get this
Let
money
me
today?
get this paper.
How can we make sure that something lands in my bank account today?
Yeah.
And there's different types of mental difficulties for different types of people. Like me, like this, it falls on me. I'm the first boy in my family. I'm the first child. My sisters are
That's
like
real.
they're little. I have to live for me and the family that I'm gonna develop, and be able to live for them as well, because they're little, and I know it's gonna get to a point in life where they're gonna be financially dependent on me, and I have to make sure that I'm at that level where I can support all of them. And then I'm at that point where just the pressures of being in in the professional world, trying to make connections, trying to do this, trying to do
Yeah.
that.
And I feel like now it's even harder, bro. Now you say that, like, it is 2024. Like, how easy it would be to like just get connections or just even get a job was like boom, boom, boom. Now, like, all tech companies are laying a whole lot of people
Hasbro
off.
just laid off 1,000 people in
Imagine,
Providence.
imagine. So a bunch of people are just laying off. Like right now, it's so hard, and I feel like people always say like 20s is for you to work in yourself, get money, forget relationships, all that. But realistically, like, a lot of people are, they don't like loneliness. That is why I feel like a bunch of people do get in relationships and whatnot. They know a relationship is a distraction from stopping them to achieve the things that they really want, but they still put that, as a priority in their life. And I feel like that's where, a lot of men like mess things up or just, go about it the wrong way. What I think is, you as you get older or as you do more things in life, you are meant to expand like your mental capacity of like the amount of things you can handle. So let's say like you're 20 right now. Like the amount of things you can handle mentally is different from what you could handle when you're 23. So it's like it's through life experiences, it's through a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, we grow,
It's
but
true.
then, just because we grow does not mean the problems stop coming.
Yeah, they never stop coming. It's how we handle them and like do they control us? Do we let them define who we are in this moment and how do we go about it, you know?
I think that's the thing too. We all do, because in this life we don't get problem. You know, like everybody has problems and everybody has their own situations, and at least we've established that everybody has their own mental struggles.
Right.
The problem now is how do we navigate it? How do we, especially as men, because men, we're not emotional beings. We're not created to be emotional beings. We're created to be productive beings, more thinkers,
Right.
right? How do we navigate our mental and emotional state of mind where you know a large percentage, the majority of men don't even talk about what they're going through because you're meant to just swallow it and figure it out.
You know
And
that's so real that you say
yeah,
that, cause like when I'm going through stuff, I remember when I was working as hard as I could imagine. Like I never told my parents about it. Like I never told them I was working crazy. I was going above and beyond, cause like I was so scared to tell them. I didn't even know how to tell them. You know?
for me, like I'm going through, as like I just moved, just got a new job,
Yeah, bro. Talk about
just
it. I
just
mean, not too much, but
like there's a whole lot of changes that is happening in my life, but then there's a whole lot of things that is just crushing down, and to be able to tell my parents or to be able to just voice it out, it's very hard because as a man, one thing about a man is that their pride is very our prides are naturally built up, and you don't ever want to see you don't ever want the feeling of somebody seeing you as weak, right? And I feel like weakness and our mental health, it really goes hand in hand, because once somebody sees you as weak, somebody can tell you something that you're a weak man or you're this, and it can really mess with you.
that's real.
I remember T Pain was talking about, T Pain being T Pain. He was talking about how Usher told him that he messed up the music game and he got that launched him to depression for 4 years.
Who? T-Pain?
Yeah, T Pain, a whole T Pain.
Wow.
Usher told him that his auto tune thing messed up the R&B, and it launched him into depression for 4 years. Think about it.
Was really
Just
deep.
just being able to just navigate. Like how do we? I guess my point here, navigating back to my going back to my point, is how do we figure things out in a world where we're not allowed to? Well, it's not like we're not
Properly
allowed to, but
express or
we're not given the opportunity to properly express how we feel.
I feel like we're really being realistic. It doesn't. I would say it doesn't really. I don't know. I feel like I do know, cause like, again, that is why some men do actually go into a relationship because they want to be able to express themselves, or like feel more relieved about the stress that they're going
I don't
through.
think that's gonna help you.
I mean, some,
Ah,
some.
it's very rare. If you find a woman that knows how to nurture you in a relationship, that knows how to cater to your emotional and mental needs, hallelujah, praise be to God for you.
I would love to get into more of
But
that, but
God forbid.
I ain't trying to get into that, bro.
Eh,
That's a different discussion.
God
We're going
forbid.
one by
But
one.
that's a whole different road by itself that we're gonna go through. But as a man, yeah, it's like
How
how?
do you what's it called? Express yourself without, or what you say?
Yeah, let me ask you this. Let me put it in like this. When you wake up in the morning, right, and your world is crushing down and absolutely everything is in shambles, what do you do that makes you still want to go through the day? that keeps you not motivated, but like that keeps you strong enough to be able to be like, you gotta
I was watching a man. I mean, I was,
what?
I was,
Watching it, man? Where? Where?
nah, I was watching an anime yesterday, and it was a Zoom 1000 or whatever, Zombie 1000, and the character, which I'm about to use for my next reel, he was like, dreams are what makes a man keep going, or what makes a man, you know, a man. And I realized like all the times where things have been hard, life has been hard, the only reason I've been able to step and overcome the things that I've been able to overcome are simply because I'm a big dreamer. Like I just kept thinking of the things I wanted for my life. I just kept thinking of, and it feels very like you know, what's it called, vague to just say, oh, just dreams. Like it's more than that. I feel like
Yeah.
it's just straight up. It's also discipline like I've built over the years. So it's like just continually thinking of the things that you know you really want for your life. It just would not make you want to set like make you not have a bad day, you know, or make you want to keep pushing, make you want to keep going hard. Because it's like, excuse me, if you're really focused on something, nothing could stop you. Literally nothing could stop you. Even yourself cannot stop you, you know. If you say you want to do this, nothing could stop you. Bad days are bound to forever happen, you know. You just have to define the rest of the day. It's not like you're going to be having a bad day 24/7 or
Yeah.
you know, crushing days are definitely, or hard times are definitely going to come. Like better days are coming though. So that's what we should focus on. Don't focus on the moment of the hardship you're going through now.
And I feel like as a man, especially for and women, we're not just excluding you from this topic, but we feel like this topic is more relevant with men, just because we're less emotional and less vocal about the things that we go through. I feel like as a man, you also need to be able to learn how to build up your emotional and mental level to a certain extent. A certain extent, you can't. You need to be able to prioritize growing mentally. Like growing mentally, you need to be able to stand through a storm and be able to go through it. Because
Right.
it's not, especially for men, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a point where you're gonna have your own family, and you don't just have your own problems to deal with, but you have your problems and your kids' problems and your wife's problems and your in-laws' problems,
Right.
and everybody else's problems is on your shoulders. And at that point, you need to be able to weather through it all. You need to be able to like lock in, no matter what the situation is. Like you gotta lock in, and
Okay, we got 11 minutes. Keep going.
like you said, every man has a dream, but then every dream has a price to pay.
Right, that's real. Yep.
So you gotta lock in. And when I say every dream has a price to pay, no matter who you are, no matter how much money you have, you gotta have to pay a price for your dream. You have to, and everybody pays for it in their own different way.
Yeah.
But my point here is that you have to be mentally capable and strong enough to be able to pay that price to get to where you want to get to. If that means prioritizing your peace over everything else, do that.
Yeah, I
If
was
that means my fault. If that
no
means
go.
like cutting out certain things, because we tend to, especially for men too, we tend to fall into practices and claim that it takes our mind off of it, but it really doesn't. Some men are heavily into drinking, some men are heavily into smoking, some men are heavily into doing things that we think are good for our mental health, but we're not really healing ourselves here. We're kind of just putting a band-aid over the pain and just being like, yeah, it's just gonna go away. But that's just not how it
That's
works.
real. Like, you know, very practices that are kind of tear us down as men. Like, even if it's not in a very impactful way, like small ways that definitely count. So it's like just generally bad habits. You know, we're all humans overall. So, but if like this bad habit is like really affecting your lifestyle, you know, your work or just your health in general, like these are things like, you know, you should like probably stop or most likely stop, you know?
Yeah.
And I was also gonna add, like, I feel like in our 20s, there's no rush, but there is also a rush. Especially like People like always forget like we are in a age where things are rapidly improving.
Rapidly.
So it's not even about there's like like take your time. Yes and no. Just because like the way the world is moving, like the world wasn't like this 2 years ago. It wasn't like this 10 years ago. We are continually evolving. So it's like take your time, yes, but also make sure you're doing the right things to get you to the right places. At the end of the day, you're free to live however you want to live. You're free to do whatever you want to do, but you don't want to end up, in a place where you're not happy about, in a place where you're not proud of. So it's like take your time. Make sure you're doing everything right in the right pace with the right. You don't have to feel overwhelmed by societal pressure where it's like you're 20, you're supposed to have everything figured out.
Yeah, I think
You know,
a big thing that happens in our especially in our generation is societal pressure,
it's real.
especially all these new guys, all these hashtag you,
What?
all these new Instagram real guys, all these new
What you chatting about,